Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live 00135. Hashtag silver screen. Yep, silver screen. So let me see what's in the note section. Here's what I'll be talking about today: bond trading view, list of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage, and all time high flagged for shorts. I have a new list. It's getting bigger. I guess we're getting close. We must be getting close to Christmas or Hanukkah or Bonza. I'm not sure. I'm not sure these days. Some kind of holiday. Uh, Anyways, I'll go over that as well. I'll also be going over your typical, mempool. We'll go over the Bitcoin mempool, the Bitcoin fees, and do a chart analysis on Bitcoin at the end of the show. Let's see here. I'll be all talking about cryptocurrency gets its own comedy in Bitcoin, the movie. Yes, Bitcoin, the movie. It's going to be on the silver screen as a comedy. I thought this was very interesting. So I'll talk a little bit about that. And when you could tell when the Bitcoin is getting to the mainstream, it is becoming more and more in media, uh, mainstream media, through television, through the Big Bang Theory, now onto the big screen, the big silver screen in the movie theaters. Although it's an independent movie, but I could start seeing more and more and more movies, TV shows, um, maybe through other novels, in which Bitcoin will be referenced as a type of, I guess, currency or something like that. Like you hear stories of pirates going after gold or venture going after gold. Well, this adventure is going to be more of a digital gold, you know, treasure hunting for Bitcoin and where it takes you. So next is, so here's another thing I'm going to be talking about. Anonymous donor gives 1 million in Bitcoin to anti-aging research. I thought this was interesting. I know this is part of the Pineapple Fund, and the research, anti-aging research, is headed up by Aubrey de Grey. Now, if you don't know who he is, interesting character. I'll talk a little bit about him, and then let's take a look at the Pineapple Fund. So we'll take a look at the website, and we'll see what has it done so far. Where has all the money gone to? What charitable organization or what nonprofit organization has it gone to? And then we'll go and look. We'll go to Block Cipher, and we'll look at the transactions and see what's happened so far. And we'll take a look at where are where are the bitcoins are going. And then after that, we'll just recap with the bond trading view. We'll go over all the wonderful altcoins out there that's going to help you make more Bitcoin. So, all right, and then let me go on to the next part, note section that's been partitioned off. Coinspectator, real-time cryptocurrency news aggregator. CryptoPanic is a news aggregator platform indicating impact on price and market for traders and cryptocurrency enthusiasts. That's the news aggregator portion of the notes. And then next, that's been partitioned off in the note section. I'm going to go over the potential hard forks, fake forks, joke forks, already hard forked, and potential hard forks. But let's start with the "It's time to stop" it's time to stop with all these hard forks. It's a meme. Go ahead and click on it and enjoy the meme on that one. Uh, Bitcoin Uranium. Still got some time before some gullible fool picks up on this one. Bitcoin Cash Plus, I think is scheduled sometime in the beginning of January, maybe end of December. You know, the block times are moving faster. Bitcoin Classic, which apparently already happened, but it's pretty much a non-event. I mean, nothing's really going on with that project. Super Bitcoin, which already should have forked. I haven't checked for any futures. I should probably check. Maybe I will today, but then again, I always forget. Bitcoin Diamond, BID, with 4 billion coins and proof of stake that hard forked, I think, November 22nd. Then Bitcoin Diamond, BCD, hard forked November 24th, with the 1-to-10 ratio of your Bitcoin to Bitcoin Diamond. And then Bitcoin X, BCX. I totally forgot when that was going to happen, but I think it's somewhere like on the 23rd or something, a little bit before Christmas. And then what else? I haven't listed it, but Bitcoin God, which is scheduled on the 25th, but I think it's going to happen probably before because the block times are a little bit faster. And then there's supposedly some United Bitcoins out there, which I'm not even going to bother because I think that is a total scam. And then I have a list of airdrops by cryptocreed.com/airdrop for those of you who love receiving money falling from the sky. And then next in the note section that's been partitioned off, I have some very useful websites that you probably want to keep an eye on. Segwit charts. Let's see if Segwit will be adopted and if there's transactions going on. With all these hard forks that are happening, I suspect the Segwit adoption will be very low because a lot of the way you split your coins is through the older addresses, not the Segwit addresses. And apparently, a lot of the hard forks, even though they want or will implement Segwit, that's way down the line. You know, they still have the mainnet to go. They're just splitting off the fork, and then they're building a mainnet, and then they're implementing all these things. So if you have your Bitcoins in a Segwit wallet or Segwit address, it may be a long time before you get to split some of these hard fork dividends. And you know, the good part is you may not get scammed, and you probably won't even bother splitting them because you can't, and you won't get scammed for your Bitcoins. The sucky part is you won't be able to take out probably the most of its value compared to Bitcoin, because from my research, you get the most Bitcoins right at the beginning of the hard fork, when it's probably you get the most out of it. That's the only thing. But it's, you know, you are giving up some privacy and security versus risk of losing all your Bitcoin. Next, I have Coin Codex. It's a listing platform very similar to CoinMarketCap.com. Livecoin Watch, another listing platform. Really like that one. I might go over that one today. CoinGecko, another listing platform. BitInfo Charts, another listing platform. Joho Mempool Statistics, another link for the graphical interface, graphical representation of the mempool. Very useful. It helped me determine fee in Satoshis, fee per Satoshis per byte, to get my transactions cheapest but quickest as possible to the next block. So it ended up costing, I think it was like price has gone up. It's amazing. It's probably about the same Satoshi per byte, or even less. It was a little bit less today, actually. but it was more in US dollar because the price of Bitcoin has gone up. I think the last time I checked, it's above $19,000 for one Bitcoin. Could you imagine selling one Bitcoin for $19,000? That's awesome. And then Salome.io, that's another listing platform that measures social media volume. It's very useful. Tells you when a coin's being pumped, because most likely there's some social engineering going on. Because you have to remember, these coins they don't produce a product or service. They're not a company. The only way you get people to buy into it is through social engineering. So it measures that, and I think that's very useful. Transaction accelerator, if you need to accelerate your transaction. Bitcoin Cash hash rate historical chart for 6 months. Very useful if you want to compare the two blockchains that compete for the same hashing power. All right, next in the notes section that's been partitioned off, I have can Bitcoin be replaced by multiple hard forks? James Bond interview by Crush to the Street, published November 9th, interview November 7th. I say some interesting things. Check it out. Collecting your free Bitcoin Gold coins with Coinami. I have a link to their support desk. If you still have, if you're still looking to split your Bitcoin Gold, by now you should have. But if you still have issues and you're still wondering how, I did make a video how to split Bitcoin Gold BTG01 using your Coinami wallet. And for whatever reason you don't have an Android, but you do want to split your Bitcoin Gold, there is a mnemonic code converter that's from Coinami. It is a recovery phrase tool. Use your mnemonic seed and then pick the coin, which would be Bitcoin Gold. And then that's how you are able to split your Bitcoin Gold. You still need a wallet, a Bitcoin Gold wallet, but you'll have the private key to sweep it from. And so that is coming from Coinami. That's the mnemonic code converter. You can also use it to actually make another wallet. You can do it offline. You save as a web page on your desktop, and then disconnect from the internet, and you still be able to generate and populate the address, pub key, and also the private key as well. And I have a link to Bitcoin Gold if you want to go there. But you never know. They may have a virus that might steal all your Bitcoin, so be careful. All right, and then finally, if you've been watching my videos and you've seen an ad for BitConnect, or you've been watching other people's videos regarding cryptocurrencies, there's usually some guy, most likely a scammer. His name is Craig Grant, trying to convince you to join BitConnect, or his mistress, Juliana. You might want to read these articles before you decide to put any of your hard-earned money into a Ponzi that I'm pretty sure is going to not last for a very long time. It's not going to last much longer. Why has ICO Index labeled BitConnect as an outright fraud? Notice regarding high-yield coins on top of BitConnect. What is BitConnect, and why have we decided to distance ourselves from it? And if you need a video to watch, I did interview 3 BitConnect users: James Bond Bitcoin Live 0017, where 2 of them rage quit. One of them was stupid enough to stick around to let you know where you could find them. I had a 4th guest, which was not involved in BitConnect whatsoever, and it was pretty obvious to him that BitConnect is some kind of scam. And a special appearance by Ozzy, the crap filter. he still can't figure out BitConnect as a scam. Anyways, finally, in the notes section that's been partitioned off, the last part, I have a very different video. I have Aubrey de Grey. Can we cure aging? It's just a little video about Aubrey de Grey. If you don't know much about him, I'll be talking about him just a little bit, what I know about him. And I guess that's the video. Well, it's not a video theme for this video, but I just put that in there if you're just interested. And then hashtag yes2x105, the meme that you're looking at. Happy Hanukkah. I'm sorry, it's not Hanukkah. I did not take this from another religion or culture or history or from another, holiday. This is original. Happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah, I should say. So today is actually the first day that we remember the first year of which Bitcoin was created 9 years ago. So from this day on, 9 days, we will light a candle on the Moonera. All right. The thing that holds the candles is called the Moonera. And so if you already can tell, I've already lit one of the candles with the Bitcoin symbol there. And I'll get into it a little bit later. I also have a Bitcoin pot of gold. I have a link to the Bitcoin pot of gold. Please donate. It's for everybody. It's for all of you to give your money so one person can take it. And so that is a Bitcoin pot of gold. There is a Segwit address, so feel free to donate. All right, excellent. Let's see who all is in the live stream, in the live chat here. 21 million club. You're first as always, but I'm second. Dual overhead camness. Good to see you. FUD machine. You don't want to get old, FUD machine? Oh man. But you have the golden years ahead of you, right? I mean, no one really talks about, the unfortunate thing about life is no one tells you. Everyone tells you how great life is, how you have your whole future ahead of you, but no one tells you that the other part of your life where you get old and it sucks to be old. Dual overhead camness. You wonder who that could have been. Mr. Top Hat. Yes, could have been Mr. Top Hat. The Methuselah Foundation. Aubrey de Grey actually was a part of the Methuselah Foundation. Now he's part of this. He's part of a lot of these foundations, these nonprofits, which I guess he just goes around asking for money. Seems more like a socialist or a communist than anything else. But hello, Julie G. How are you? And then who else is in the chat here? It's Jacob TS. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah to you, Jacob TS. And DD8209. How you doing? All right. So good to see everybody in the live chat today. So let me go over the meme today. What you already know. I've created a holiday for Bitcoin. It's called Hanukkah. But you could give it another name. You could call it Bwanza. You can call it Bwanza if you want to. I'm okay with that. Or Brixmas. You can call it Brixmas if you want. Whatever you want to call it. We can call it Bitcoin Day. I'm okay with that too. But, but I think Hanukkah just rolls off your throat and out of your tongue really well. And plus, I have these 9 candles, which represent 9 years, which will condense to 9 days, in which we'll celebrate the 9 years that Bitcoin has been in existence. Now, I believe the white paper was published or introduced October 31st. So you can say that we're technically in the 9th year. And so between the time when the white paper was published and the first Bitcoin blockchain, in between that time, we should celebrate that time, right? We should celebrate somewhere in between. And what great time than around December 16th to the December 24th to the 5th ish. And that time is also the same time as when the sun is at its lowest, right? The sun is at its lowest in accordance with the northern hemisphere. So we should think of it as a time where all the time that Bitcoin has been declared dead, right? Bitcoin has been declared dead. And for a period of 3 days, when Bitcoin has been declared dead, as the sun is at its lowest point, the 3 days after that period, the sun rises back up, in which we should recognize that Bitcoin comes back from the dead and rises up again, as just like the price, as always. We should acknowledge that. Hello, Will Campbell. How you doing? And Brian, good to see you. Waiting for our parking and listening to James talk. Things seems normal. Really? Oh goodness. It must be kind of cold out there, Brian. I'm considering going to New York. I like to spend some time ice skating on the Rockefeller Center. Usually I go in the summer and I pay like for a $30 hamburger, but maybe this time I'll pay like for a $30 hot chocolate or something. Anyways, I've lit my first candle for today, celebrating Hanukkah, and I lit it on the Munera, and so or menorah, however you want to pronounce it. The whole point, it's moon is in there. So the first day should symbolize, I guess, if I wanted to celebrate the first day, I would have to say, let's celebrate the beginning by honoring truth, right? The truth. Why not? Let's start with the truth on the first day. We honor the truth of everything about Hanukkah. So we'll do that. And remember, at this time, when it's the darkest moment of the darkest year of the year, we should go out from time to time and look up in the sky. And if you see the moon up there, you should be inspired, because Bitcoin to the moon, everybody. Bitcoin to the moon. So we should all be be festive of the lights, because Bitcoin is on fire. It is on fire. Yes, that's right, Brian. Genesis block. That's right. It all started with the Genesis block. Let's all remember that. So, anyways, let's go on to the first story. By the way, here is that first. I lit that first candle here. That's where it is. And this thing, which apparently seems to be everywhere, it's available. I don't know what they call it, but I'm going to call it Munera or Munera. I guess either way, it works. All right, so let's talk about the first thing here. All right. Bitcoin pot of gold. Please, everyone, donate into the Bitcoin pot of gold here to the QR code on the left side with the inside the arrow pointing to the Bitcoin pot of gold. Please donate. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Donate. If I had a bell, I would just keep ringing it until you actually made a donation into it. If this was NPR, I would like annoy you with long talks like what I'm doing now until somebody actually donated some Bitcoin into it before I start proceeding on with the program. But I won't do that because I'm not NPR. All right. Hey, DJ Calv, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel here. Welcome back to the chat. Anyways, please donate. So all of you, please donate. Pour your hearts and souls. Donate into this charitable fund. I'll call it a charitable fund because many people will give, but only only one person will take it all. All right. So if you donate, I will give away the 9th clue to the 9th word of the 24-word mnemonic seed. And basically, I think I've already given away eight clues already to the first 8 words. I think there's about 160. There's got to be more now, at least 170, maybe even $200 worth of Bitcoin in there. I mean, I think it's only literally people have only put in like maybe $50 of Bitcoin, maybe less. But the value of it, I mean, the price just keeps going up, so the value of it just seems to take off by itself. But I still need somebody to donate into the Bitcoin pot of gold for me to give away the 9th clue to the 9th word of the 24-word mnemonic seed. Now, if you can't wait for that and you're good at figuring out passwords, the QR code on the right here is basically a encrypted private key. Now, keep in mind, this is a Segwit address. So unless you have a Segwit wallet, it may not sweep, it may not completely sweep the Bitcoins away. So if you don't have a Segwit wallet, you probably need to get a encrypted private key decoder, which gives you the private key, then use that private key in a Segwit sender, and it'll generate the redeem script and everything in the background, and it'll sweep it. It should sweep the Bitcoins right out of there to the address that you want it to go to. So good luck to you. And then the QR code down here in the middle is a link. If you use a regular barcode scanner or a QR code scanner, it will take you to Yellow Fever for You, to his YouTube channel. He's the one that gave me this idea. So thank you, Yellow Fever for You. All right. So let's see here. Let's go to this. All right. So here is my new list. My new list. The list is getting bigger. You know, I don't know what it is. Let me refresh it real quick. Let me refresh it. Let me see. Jacob TS. Yes, it's like the Wheel of Fortune. You can buy Val. You can. Feel free to donate. You can definitely buy Val. I'll give you a clue. All right, it's refreshed. And so, my goodness, look at the list. Okay, so this is the bond trading view here. As you can see, it's a customized view that I created on OCFX, on-chain FX. And this is called the bond trading view. And this view, created by James Bond Bitcoin Live, list of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high, flagged for shorts. And if you're wondering where the flagged shorts are, it's right here in this box. So in this box is all the flagged cryptocurrency tokens that I have created here for you to short, dump, or exit now or relatively soon in the near future, so you can get the most amount of Bitcoins. Now, looks like in US dollars, it looks pretty good, and it has grown. It's a new list compared to the list yesterday. I make one every day. Let's see what it is in Bitcoin. Let me select it here. And okay, so as you can see on the bottom are probably some of the older from yesterday. As you can see, they've gone down in value, in Bitcoin value. The new ones here move up, and these are high priority. So these are probably going to produce or give you the most amount of Bitcoins versus the one on the bottom give you the least amount, or maybe the opportunity is kind of already passed. In each case, let's go back to US dollar, and that way it's a little bit more tidy. So that's how it works. It's by priority. The one on the coins on the top are high priority, and the coins on the bottom have a lower priority. The whole point of this is to help you, if you have any of these coins, to get more Bitcoin out of them, all right? Because that's what everybody's after. I'll go over this a little bit later, but here it is for you to see. The link is in the notes section, and so you can check it out if you want to. Let me go on to the first article here. All right, here's the first article here. Cryptocurrency gets its own comedy in Bitcoin, the movie. Yep, that's right. Now, this isn't like, well, I wouldn't say it's, Bitcoin's had its time in the limelight. It's been on sitcom, on The Big Bang Theory. It's had its documentary. I believe, what is it? The Rise and Fall of Bitcoin, or The Rise and Rise of Bitcoin. There was another documentary, I think, on Netflix. But this is a movie geared toward a comedy. And so let me read the first paragraph here. Bitcoin is serious business, but not so serious that it can't afford to laugh at itself. It was inevitable that someone would commission a Bitcoin movie sooner or later, and in the event, that honor has gone to Christian Kashmir. The little-known filmmaker is producing Bitcoin, a comedy romp that looks set to tick off every cliche in the book. So apparently there's somebody who's trying to make a Bitcoin movie. It's a little bit of comedy, a little bit of treasure hunt. Very interesting. And, as time goes on, I think you're going to see a lot more Bitcoin in TV, movies, and books. Bitcoin being referenced, or cryptocurrencies in general. You'll probably start seeing that more and more often, because Bitcoin is really becoming like a brand, a brand name, a name that everyone can recognize. People are talking about it. My wife's literally, she sees Bitcoin at work. I think she says she has a CNBC on at her work. She sees it in a magazine and publications. It's just starting to be all over the place. I don't know if anybody's actually talked to her about it. But it's coming more and more common for people to bring it up during conversations. So it's very mainstream now. It's amazing. Let's scroll down. Let's see a little bit about it. Now, I think because of the rising price, they're trying to produce this movie sooner than later, because there's some great interest. So here's the promotional poster for Bitcoin the movie, as you see right here. And so this kind of looks all right. And then here's an actor. Here's Theo Vaughn will be an actor in the movie. Now, remember, this movie is a comedy. Bitcoin is a joke. The interesting theories, from what I understand, is that the whole premise is that these people find a wallet and try to sell it, and it's worth 20 million. And instead of just selling it slowly over a course of time, they just want to sell the whole thing at once and find a buyer. Your typical cliche comedy, adventure series, movie, thriller, maybe. So let's read a quote here. Our film is an entertaining comedy, but it's also so relevant in terms of explaining what's going on with money and the disruption of technology, it explores the good and bad side of Bitcoin, how it can impact the future, but we also show the dark side. Interesting. So go ahead and check it out. Hopefully this will be in your movie theater soon. It is an independent, so it may not hit every movie theater. It may even go straight or straight to YouTube. Who knows? But it's good to see that that there's a movie coming out. So good for the silver screen. Now let's go on to the next one here. Anonymous donor gives 1 million in Bitcoin to anti-aging research. Now, this is interesting. This is the Pineapple Fund. If you don't know about it, I got a lot of this article is in the notes section. Let's see, what is the Sense Foundation? The Sense Foundation. I'm not sure what it stands for, but this is run by a doctor. I don't think this guy's really a doctor. I think he's just a PhD. You know, doctor. He got a doctorate. He didn't go to medical school. I don't think he went to medical school, but Dr. Aubrey de Grey, if you don't know who he is. But I'll talk about him just a little bit later. But apparently $1 million went to this nonprofit. And so I'd like to talk a little bit about that. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that here. So go ahead and take time to read this article. You know, it just keeps. I just want to do a follow up onto this Pineapple Fund, because I do have to admit, out of all the cryptocurrencies out there, Bitcoin offers, you know, has been the most philanthropic cryptocurrency that I know. I don't see any other cryptocurrencies out there offering this kind of money to nonprofits for charitable donations. I know Doge at one point was, but that was back in its heyday. It hasn't even come back. So, you know, where are all the other cryptocurrency users out there? Where are the Ethereum users who donate to good causes? Where are the Dash users that donates to good causes? Right? Where are all these people? You know, are they that greedy that they can't give back to the greater community for the money that they've made? Not that I'm trying to shame them or embarrass them, but, you know, that's why I think Bitcoin is way ahead of all the other cryptocurrencies. Bitcoiners, I think, are probably the most generous of all the community, because I think there's a sense of community responsibility in giving back or for the greater good. So that's what I just wanted to say. And so let's go on to the next thing here. So if you don't know who Aubrey de Grey is, this is his Twitter account. Now, this is kind of what I know of Aubrey de Grey. Last time I've did my research on this person, he left his wife in England. Okay, he left his wife in England to run the Methuselah Foundation with his 2 girlfriends. And so that's the last time I've heard of him. Now apparently he's running this, what is it called? Sensa Foundation. Let me see, what is it? It says here he's part of the Theo Foundation and co-founder of the Sense Research Foundation. So he's all over the place. He's looking older since the last time I seen him, which was ironically only about 5 to 7 years ago. So he's definitely aged. I don't know if he actually does any research into anti-aging, I'm sure he's very knowledgeable. He seems to know a lot. He seems to be youthful, but although looks older than he was 7 years ago. And so, he's, uh, I don't know, when people talk about anti-aging, I often think about these people who sell these vitamins and, try to get you into some multi-level marketing program selling anti-aging vitamins or stuff like that. So, I'm very, very skeptical about this whole anti-aging because if it was that easy that you could just throw money at it and then find a cure to aging, I think it would have been done a very, very, very long time ago. I'm a little skeptical about this whole thing. I'm sure if there was any money put into it, and if it maybe in the future it leads to a breakthrough, but as far as I know, or as far as I'm concerned, I don't think this guy does any research like scientific research into anti-aging or finding a cure for aging. I think I'm not even sure what he does. If you ever listen to him talk, he talks a lot, but unfortunately, talking doesn't defeat aging. It just convinces other people that you might be onto something and maybe donate to your cause. That's about all I think he's ever done so far. I don't think there really isn't a cure to aging. If there was, it would never it would never come to daylight. Um, if if there was a cure to aging, that would give one person or a few people a huge advantage over everybody else. Because if you think about it, if you can live longer or for eternity or become immortal in a sense or live without aging, you have a huge advantage. You have time advantage. So while everybody else dies and then all their offspring have to basically start over from scratch, you've got that time to build your wealth, to build your empire. And that's a huge advantage. Okay, all you have to do is just wait. Well, everybody has to start over from scratch. If that kind of technology or cure was available, it probably was available a long time ago, and nobody would ever find out. Nobody would ever find out. Why would I give out an advantage like that to the rest of the world and spoil it for everybody else? Because if you let everybody live forever, that's just the same as everybody who has a normal lifespan. There's no advantage to you to doing that. It's kind of like when you are at the baseball stadium and then the person in front of you stands up to take a better look, then you have to stand up and take a better look, and the guy behind you has to stand up and take a better look, and so on and so forth, until everybody has to stand up to take a better look. So it doesn't do anything. It just raises the level with everybody, but it doesn't give anybody, it doesn't give anybody an advantage or help anyone. In some cases, I think it also may be a hindrance to some because, um, you know, could you imagine if you knew you lived forever? How would you, what would you, what would your take on life be after that? Would you consider marriage? Would you hold off on marriage and children? How long would it take you to graduate? And then how smart would you be? Or I'm assuming you would be smarter because the more time you have to dedicate your life to knowledge and study, you would be smarter, I'm assuming. So, anyways, I wish the best of luck to Aubrey de Grey. Uh, I, I'm going to tell you right now, the irony of this whole situation, the paradox is most likely he will die of old age before he finds a cure for aging, which is unfortunate because if he could live forever, I'm assuming he would be the living proof, and it would give him more time to actually find the cure for aging, which means, you know, you would have to live forever. Anyways, that's that about Aubrey de Grey. Good for him. He got a cool $1 million. And then if you want to know more about the Pineapple Fund, like let's say you're a nonprofit. Let's just say you're a nonprofit and you want to apply to get some money out of this Pineapple Fund. You can do that. There is a place for you to apply on the website. Let me see here. So this kind of gives you some information about how much Bitcoin's committed to it, how much Bitcoin is remaining, and 8 charities that have been supported so far. There is the address right here. And then you can probably have the proof of ownership and all that. Charities that have been supported so far is WATC. I'm assuming the Water Project. BitGive, it tells you how much. 1 million going to WATC. $1 million going to the Water Project. 500K going to BitGive. 1 million going to the EFF, which is, I think it's the Electronic Frontier Foundation. 1 million going to MAPS. I'm not sure what that is. And then 50,000 going to OpenBSD. And here's the 1 million going to Sense Research Foundation. And another 1 million going to Charity Water. Now it says here that the Pineapple Fund is not affiliated with any supported charity. So it's basically you apply to it, and if you, whatever, if they want to give you, you know, Bitcoins, they'll give you Bitcoins. It's, I don't know how hard or simple that is, but if you're a nonprofit and you need some money because nonprofits run on donations, here's an opportunity to fill out and apply for a form here. And good luck to you. Hopefully you will get your money. And, you know, about this time of year is probably where you get most of your donations. So good luck to you. So, and then there's some frequently asked questions and all this stuff, some contacts. So, you know, if you're looking to, if you have a legitimate nonprofit, charitable organization, please go ahead, apply. You will get Bitcoins. I've been looking at the address. Here's the application. Application's right here. Wouldn't hurt to try. If your charitable organization doesn't accept Bitcoin, you might want to start looking into it now because there's over $85 million available here to give away, literally. Let me see here. So here is the address. Looks like it's a SegWit address, maybe a SegWit address, or maybe it's a pay-to-script SegWit address. Here it is. There's the amount. Looks like some people are donating into it. It looks like this one right here. It looks like someone sent some Bitcoins into the Pineapple Fund. This one as well looks like this is the address right here of the Pineapple Fund, and this is the address that someone sent to the Pineapple Fund and then transferred back out. So this is the new address, the change address. So here's another one that someone sent into the Pineapple Fund. So people are donating into it, amazingly. Here's 58 Bitcoins that have been sent out. You can see this is the original address for the Pineapple Fund. It went to this address, And then this address right here is the return address. So this is the input, two outputs. One of the inputs, the return address, which is the same as the input address. And then here's the output address right here of the charity or nonprofit. Here's another one for 0.55. So, you know, they're based on different ranges. I guess some charities want more, or some charities want less, depending on whatever they're available, however the application is. Here's another one, 57 Bitcoins. That must be $1 million donation right here. And here's a 64 Bitcoins. So another $1 million donation, most likely. It looks like it went to two addresses, one at like a 59 Bitcoins, and then one for 4.8 Bitcoins. So, you know, it looks like this was split into two different addresses here. Here's another one for a small amount. This looks like a donation into the Pineapple Fund. And then this is another donation into the Pineapple Fund right here. People are donating into it. So this is a donation out of the Pineapple Fund. Looks like only for 0.5, which is what, almost $10,000. So this is a donation to a charity. Have another look here. This is a donation out of the Pineapple Fund for 3 Bitcoins, which is what, almost $50,000. So this is a donation to a charity. This is another donation to a charity, 29 Bitcoins. So you could kind of keep track of it. So here's the address. This is also in the notes section here for you to look at. So, you know, this is what when I see Bitcoiners, in my opinion, have the biggest heart. The biggest heart. All right. They give back. And I'm not talking about they don't give back to the hodlers, right? They give back to all of the world, all of society, improving the world. They don't just try to pump the price up to encourage more hodling or more greater fools to buy the tokens. So this is a big difference. This is kind of the reason why I enjoy being in Bitcoin, so I can talk about this kind of stuff. Because I don't see anybody, I don't see Ethereum doing any of this. I don't see Dash doing any of this. You know, I don't see Zcoin or Zcash doing any of this. I don't see any. I really don't even see maybe Pinkcoin, but Pinkcoin doesn't really do anything, right? They want you to give them the money in which they can, you know, whatever, try to make money on your money, and then they donate. You know, it's kind of a weird system. So where are the users of these altcoins who are going to do this? There are none, because they don't care. They have no heart, in my opinion, anyway. So happy Hanukkah, everyone. Remember those who don't have as much as you do. This is the time of the year where a lot of fundraising is done. Remember that. So if you have something to offer and you wish to give, give. Remember those who don't have as much as you do, who don't have any Bitcoin whatsoever, any amount of Satoshi. Give some Satoshi away. You know, what other great way to let other people know about Bitcoin, right? So the candle that I've lit today is, I said, what did I say? Truth? Well, maybe I should say, maybe it should be, I'm contemplating. Should it be truth, or should it be sacrifice? I'm not sure. I don't know. Well, I lit a candle. It could be whatever you want it to be. It could be having a heart. It could be considering of others, having empathy. It could be truth. It could be sacrifice, whatever you want it to be. Just remember, this is the first day. Think of something that makes it special for you. Jacob TS. Jacob TS says Ethereum is trying to save poor abandoned crypto kitties. You know, it's a shame. You're gonna, you know, they're gonna have so many crypto kitties. In the end, nobody's gonna care about these crypto kitties, and then you're gonna have basically all these abandoned crypto kitties, orphans, stray crypto kitties. DD8209, you say bah humbug. Goodness, that's the spirit. Be a Scrooge McDuck. Anyways, let's go on to making some more Bitcoin, shall we? Let's go and try to make some more Bitcoin then. You're right, bah humbug. You know, who needs, you're not a, you know, you have your own worries to worry about, right? So, all right, so let's take a look at the first coin here, which is XLM. So let's take a look at the first coin here. Let's go to CoinMarketCap. We'll close out some of these here. I don't think I need to see any of these here. All right, so CoinMarketCap. There we go. You're right, bah humbug. We should just let's concentrate on making some more Bitcoin for ourselves. We got to take care of ourselves first before we could take care of anybody else, right? Jay Glad, you said you offered to make a wallet for and deposit some Bitcoin to a friend of mine the other day. She got scared and called the cops. Well, that's interesting. Was she your friend? Or was she a stranger that you thought she was a friend? Or were you trying to pick up somebody? Were you trying to pick up a girl? My goodness. But good for you. Good for you. You tried. I'll give you that much. All right, so XML. XML's on a XLM. Stellar lumens. So what's pumping stellar lumens these days? I have no idea. Stellar lumens must be planning something. There you go. Look at that. It's actually making more Bitcoins for you. That's amazing. 13, 12, 17. Okay, let's take a look at the last 3 days. Hey, Marty, how you doing? And DD8209, you do agree with me that you should take care of yourself before you take care of anybody else. All right, so stellar lumens. What can I say? If you have stellar lumens, you made some more Bitcoin, and I'm happy for you guys. I'm happy for all those holders or people who bought into stellar lumens. Now, just consider Bitcoin price has gone up a lot today. It's all-time high. It looks like it's hitting up to what, almost 20,000. I mean, it's only 2,000 away from my 21,000 target price. So I'm hoping before Christmas or on Christmas on the 25th, that'll reach 21,000. So consider that, because I'm pretty sure you probably want Bitcoin over Stellar when it comes time to choose a coin. So, but if you do have it, that's great. You made more Bitcoin. You should probably look for an exit. All right, what's next? Dash. I can't. Can you believe Dash has gone to what's the current price? $1,100. Amazing, amazing. Good for Dash. Good for you Dash users, because now you're able to buy more Bitcoin with your Dash. Jacob TS, you said Stellar Lumens is the poor man's Ripple. If you can't afford Ripple, go get some Stellar Lumens. I don't know. It looks like it might be working the other way around now. Client Shebzig, welcome to the chat. So you think Wall Street presentation in end of November has helped pump Stellar cheap gamble? Same with Genosis and Economy. So you think they're just newbies out there who look at Bitcoin and go, I can't afford Bitcoin, so let me buy some Stellar and Genosis and Economy. That might be true, if only if they knew the truth that what they're buying essentially is a fractional representation of Bitcoin, because all those coins are basically backed by Bitcoin. Somewhere on some exchange, there is a Bitcoin waiting for somebody who has some altcoin, Stellar Lumens, Genosis, Economy, to trade in to get those Bitcoins back in whatever value, trade that it's worth. And eventually, that's what's backing these altcoins is Bitcoin. It's kind of scary. Merch Studios, welcome to the chat. Merch Studios, you want to know, are there any major coins out there that you can purchase directly with US dollar? I just don't like parting with any of my Bitcoin or Ethereum. Well, if you look at Coinbase, Coinbase has US dollar to Bitcoin, US dollar to Litecoin, and US dollar to Ethereum. And then that's about it. I don't know any other exchanges that you can buy Dash with. I think Dash on Wall of Coins you can buy through a bank deposit, but it works similar to like Bitcoin, where you have to pay a premium. So you can't really get a spot price on Dash. There's not that many coins. I mean, the only coins that I know you could buy with US dollars in a relative easy way is Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum right now. Pretty soon, Coinbase seems to be interested in offering Bitcoin Cash. So maybe that's going to be up there. Other than that, all the other exchanges are using Tether, so you're not really using US dollar. So I can't say for sure. If you look at the peer-to-peer market, let me see. There's local Litecoin or something. There's kind of like a local Dash. There seems to be a peer-to-peer market for Dash, Litecoin, Monero. I don't think Ethereum has a local market at all. But by far, Bitcoin's the biggest. Bitcoin's the biggest by far. So yeah, most of these other altcoins are just paired to Bitcoin for the most part. They're just fractional representations of Bitcoin. Even Dash, Monero, Litecoin, and even Ethereum, even though they have some liquidity on exchanges, but in reality, they are nothing more than fractional representations of Bitcoin. All of them, in my opinion, all of them. Hey, Richie Rich, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Stellar is a diarrhea to Ripple's poop. Okay. That's hilarious, man. Marty Wilkinson. All right, you say exactly. And Pinky's out. Welcome to the chat. You really, you're really digging Litecoin 2000 next year. That might be possible, but if Litecoin's going to go to 2000 next year, that would mean that Bitcoin has gone to 100,000. You realize that? Well, Merch Studios, as far as I know, I don't know where you can buy Ripple for cash. Um, maybe back when I started, I think there was a way you could use Ripple. Maybe there is a way you can buy Ripple for cash. I have never bought Ripple for cash with fiat currency, but I know Bitstamp used Ripple to transfer money into their exchange, but I never was able to figure out. I think you had to go through Ripple or something. You had to probably make an account with Ripple and provide like ID and all your know your customer and anti-money laundering policies that they had. And then what you would do is you would transfer money to Ripple, in which then it would get transferred to. Well, I'm not even sure how you got Ripple, but I think you had to go through Ripple, and then the Ripple would be sent to Bitstamp, and then from there it would be transferred to, it would be turned into US dollars. So Ripple was really not a token back then when I started. It was just to use to as a settlement layer. That's all it was. You gave money to Ripple, probably Ripple ended up sending it to, or maybe you received Ripple, but it wasn't worth anything because it was just used as a settlement layer, and that's why it was so cheap. It was very cheap. You had to buy a whole bunch of it, and then send it to Bitstamp, and then give it to them, and they would just fund your Bitstamp account. Now people are like, and here's the amazing thing is people don't understand that Ripple was nothing more than a settlement layer to transfer funds between Bitstamp and other exchanges at that time. Now people are treating Ripple like it's some kind of cryptocurrency token. It's not a cryptocurrency token at all. It's not. So people who are trading and buying Ripple, they're smoking crack for sure. So 21 million club. It's called local myth. You're talking about the peer-to-peer trade for Ethereum. It's called local myth. Oh goodness. Okay. So, anyways, let's take a look at Dash real quick. There's nothing different about Dash, even though the price of Dash has hit $1,100. It's fundamentally the same in terms of Bitcoin value, and I think the reason why Dash went up in price is because Bitcoin went up in price. Other than that, I don't see much of a change in this chart. Although you could probably you might make some more Bitcoin if you do have some Dash now. It looks like it is trending upwards right now. Take a look at the last 3 days. Yeah, so it looks like it's had a nice bump in Bitcoin value recently. So if it keeps going up, which it's hard to imagine why Dash would go up because Bitcoin's is just skyrocketing right now. Um, the only way that this thing is going up is while the price of Bitcoin is going up, there's people who are still holding a lot of Dash, and they're basically bag holders at this point, and so they're riding the Bitcoin wave, Again, like all these altcoins are nothing more than fractional representations of Bitcoin. And so people are actually, they may be taking cash, right? They actually may be taking cash and then buying up Dash. And that's the only other way you can have Bitcoin go up in value. And then uh, their Dash's Bitcoin value ratio is also going up because more people are putting cash into Dash. Maybe they're putting tethers into Dash. Who knows? But that's the only way you're going to get a bump in Bitcoin value while the price of Bitcoin is going up at the same time. But I mentioned this before. Dash is one of those tokens where you can probably make more Bitcoin consistently. It's not a pump and dump. It actually is, I would say, ranging higher or trending higher in Bitcoin value. And also it has this valleys and peaks where you can take advantage of it. Okay, let's see what else here. So without a second, ADA, what is that? Cardano. Cardano is just amazing. It's ADA. Oh, well, if it keeps going up, I'm okay with that. It just makes somebody else potentially get more Bitcoin in the future. All I know is Cardano can't go up forever. So let me see. It's a 77% increase. Wow, look at that. Either Cardano is the greatest thing since sliced bread and Bitcoin, or this thing is being pumped. And moving from 1,000 Satoshis to 2,000 Satoshis, that's not hard for a low volume. Let me check out the volume on this. It actually has a pretty decent volume. I'm surprised. But the total market cap is only, is that 10 billion? Yeah, Cardano has come out of nowhere. What is going on with Cardano? Let's have a look at the markets real quick. I'm kind of curious. It's ranked number 6, so it's 6th place. It's on Bittrex, Binance, CoinNest, and Mr. Ripple. Okay, this is obviously, I think this coin's just being pumped. It's on Bittrex and Binance. Most of the trades on Bittrex and Binance. There seems to be no reason for this. So let's see what's going on with this. Exploring the history and rise of Cardano. Cardano is the first pure blockchain powered by scientists. The goal of Cardano is to roll out the... Should I even bother? Why not? Let's take a look at it. Let's find out more about Cardano. What is up with Cardano? Okay, it's taking me to a weird website. Okay, Crypto Slate. Cardano is the first pure blockchain powered by scientists. The goal of Cardano is to roll the best of Bitcoin store of value, Litecoin, cheap, fast P2P transaction, and Ethereum smart contract into one coin. Okay, so right away I know this is a pump and dump. They're going to take, they're basically okay, they're going to be Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum. So they're going to add store of value transactions, cheap and fast transactions with smart contracts. I'm getting the feeling that this is just nonsense here, and it's a proof of stake. Oh my gosh! All right, so let's see. It is a coin that has been engineered by a global team of scientists and academics who have meticulously studied the blockchain space and what makes a coin successful. Okay. Cardano is invented in a new method of proof of stake. It's a proof of stake coin. Okay, so what you... oh my gosh. Okay, so the more I'm learning about Cardano, the worse it looks. So obviously you're seeing here is the pump where people are buying into the proof of stake. And I bet you that's why it's being bought up, because either they changed their model somewhere. They must have changed something at some point in time. Maybe it was a proof of work. Now it's a proof of stake. Who knows? Maybe it's getting pumped right now. What else does it say? On top of a secure and fast blockchain, the organization employs a highly skilled team of lawyers and regulators whose main goal is to integrate this coin in the financial world. Okay, so I know right away this is basically another Ripple, another Stellar. It's a proof of stake. It's basically Ethereum that actually became a proof of stake. It looks like that's what I think it is. Let me see what else to say. It may sound like a big task, but Cardano is ahead of schedule. Cardano began trading on Bittrex on October the 1st, and it has become one of the top 15 coins. Okay, so yeah, this is a pump. This is nothing more than hype. I would Cardano's currency. Okay, a child of three entities. Oh, let me see. Cardano was established by one of the co-founders of Ethereum, Charles Hoskinson. All right, I know this now. I know this is a scam. This is a scam. Ouroboros proof of stake. With any proof of work algorithm such as Bitcoin, it can be incredibly energy consuming. Oh gosh. Okay. This is a scam, people. This is a scam perpetuated by the people who started Ethereum. Cardano is nothing more than Ethereum that's on proof of stake. That's all it is. This is an unproven technology, unproven coin. This is utter nonsense. Well, I wish the best of luck. If you're going to put your money into this, realize that there's a really good chance that eventually, okay, so this is what's happening with Cardano. Right now, you're in the pump phase. You're in the phase where people are buying up the tokens that are there so they can go to a proof of stake eventually. So they're just going to be creating coins just by holding them, right? And so this is basically Ethereum going onto a proof of stake. And the reason why they have fast and quick transaction times is there's no mining. It is you're just running nodes, and most likely the reason why people are buying in now is because they're going to run some kind of super node in which they'll be keeping track of the ledger, and this is like Ripple. It's Ripple with Ethereum. It's like if Ripple was a proof of stake coin, this is what it would be. So I think eventually, once it hit its peak, and there's more coins being created, it says here max supply 45 trillion. And where are they now? They're in 31. Yeah. So once it hits that max supply, look for a very long downturn trend. So Cardano. The more I learn about it, the more I'm realizing this is your typical pump and dump. It pumps, and then eventually, as people become stakeholders on the proof of stake and they get more tokens, they get more of these coins, they want more people to buy into it. And I don't think they're going to get people to buy into it, and they're going to realize they're basically screwed at this point because there's no other buyers, and they'll have to eventually dump their bags, all right, and leave with either, what is it, Bitcoin? Yeah, they're only trading in Bitcoin, so they're gonna leave with your Bitcoin. Anything supporting this token, this Bitcoin, this Cardano token is basically your Bitcoins are supporting it. And then once people realize that they have more tokens at some point and no new suckers, no greater fools are coming in, they're going to have to dump they're going to dump to get your Bitcoins, and then they're going to leave a whole bunch of people holding a bag and waiting for more. They're hoping for more fools to come in. So good luck to you, Cardano. If you're involved in this, eventually you will hit a peak. And once you hit that peak, dump your coins, because you're never going to get any more Bitcoins out of it. It's just going to be a slow death eventually. It's only rising because it's literally a new coin. All right. Eventually it's gonna pump, it's gonna peak out, and once it peaks out, it's just gonna have a slow death. So that's Cardano. Wow. Okay, XMR, Monero. XMR. So Monero is one of these tokens where I do think you can make more Bitcoin. Oh, Jay Glad, Eth They should call it Eth Dano. Yeah, pretty much. Not much to look at. I mean, it's not percentage in Bitcoin because Bitcoin's gone up in price. So I've already talked about it. There's nothing really to see on Monero. See, Tron. Tron is kicking butt for some reason. TRX. All right. X Tron. Now, okay, maybe I should take some more time learning what the hell this is, because this thing makes no sense. What is the markets? Let's take a look at the markets. Let me see, Binance and CoinNest. So it looks like the Asians are pumping this coin. Let's see what it is all about on social media. Let me see, Tron Foundation, please do not use this. There's nothing here, nothing new that I can see that tells me anything about this thing. Other than social media engineering, I don't see anything about Tron. Nothing about Tron here that makes any sense. I might have to even go to their website. What is it? Tronlab.com. Tronlab.com. Just waiting for it to load. Yeah, it makes it makes no Bitcoin. All right, so what the hell is this? I don't have time to really read the white paper, but let's see what their pitch is. Decentralized, trustworthy application, smart contract empowered by blockchain, digital values issued and obtained by everyone. Okay, right away that just tells me this project has nothing. Look, there's some Chinese characters in this thing. This is an Asian. This is basically an Asian blockchain distributed ledger scam. Okay. It has a Tron Foundation. This is nothing more than Ethereum wannabe, it looks like. It's taken the model of Ethereum, and it's running with that, and it's basically running an Ethereum scan. Basically, it's an Ethereum scam. Sorry. Jacob TS, Tron is powered by Jeff Bridges. Everybody loves the dude. Yeah, I you know what? If Jeff Bridges endorsed Tron, the token, I bet you this thing would just hit the top. It would hit the top five, right? Every Tron fan would want one of these. Every there are people who are gullible and stupid enough to actually just go ahead and buy it just on that alone. And you know what? Maybe Disney will make like Tron 3, and you would have to use the token Tron in order to buy the tickets. That would just blow up. This thing would just go through the roof. All right. So let's have a look. Lisk. Lisk is, oh gosh. I have to go through Lisk. LSK. Lisk. Oh, sorry. LSK. Lisk. All right. Just waiting for this thing to download. All right. Just waiting for it to download here. Here we go. All right, let's see here. Cryptocurrency market capitalizations, Lisk. Let's have a look at Lisk. All right, so let me see. Thoughts? Hey, John Smith, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. You say there's thoughts on XRP rumors? I don't know any about rumors on XRP. What are the rumors? Let me see. Lisk. I'm looking at Lisk right now. Lisk does not look good. There's nothing good about Lisk. All right, so let's take a look at another one. Decred. Lisk is horrible. I would get out of Lisk as soon as possible. Doesn't matter what the price is. Decred. DCR. All right, so Decred is I don't know. I don't know what to say about Decred. It doesn't look good, especially right about here. Like right about here, it doesn't look good. That's all I have to say. It's not doing too much either. It's not moving, but it's on my list for you to short to get more Bitcoins. So let's take a look at what's another one. Doge. Doge is actually moving up. I'm surprised about Doge. But if you have Doge, good for you. Give you a chance to get out while you can. All right, so here is Dogecoin, and it looks like it's trying to move up, but I'm not sure what it's going to do. It's hard to say because it looks like, and I'm just looking at overall, but I'm looking right here, trying to go up. Is it going to pump, like have a like one of these spikes here, or here, or here in Bitcoin value? I kind of find that hard to believe, but um, that's Doge has constantly been showing up on my list of shorts. So there might be a chance where it could spike. It has the marks of a coin sparking. Now I know I always say dump it, but because if you look at this, I mean I'm looking at this right here. It looks like the beginnings of like right here, and then also right here before it spikes up. It has these mini spikes. Well, and then also like kind of right here. It has these mini spikes that go up. I don't understand why, but it does look like it's moving up higher. So either people are actually putting money into this thing, which could be the case. Look at the next 3 days. Yeah, look at that. Uh, somebody's pumping this up. Now it's only a pump of what, like maybe 10, 10 satoshis. But I guess if you have a billion Doge, then it makes a difference. But it could be breaking out. I mean, it's not that hard for a few people to put some Bitcoin into this. Um, like I said, these are fractional representations of Bitcoin. So all you have to do is basically put Bitcoin into it, and then you would get Bitcoin out of it. That's all it is. It's just a pull for Bitcoin. That's what these tokens are. That's just my opinion. Let's have a look at Salt. Wow, every time I see this thing, I an ERC20 token. Oh goodness. Every time I see this thing, I just don't want to look at it. I don't think I think this is a bad investment. This is really bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip over this one. Pivx. Pivx is actually new. It's back on my list here. Let's have a look at what Pivx is doing. PIVX. Yeah, well, it looks like it's a dead cat bounce is what this is. You can see right here, this small little area, just a dead cat bounce. I have a feeling it's going to continue to go down, and yeah, it's hitting a low right here. Look at that, it's hitting a Bitcoin low. It's only a matter of time. Uh, it's only a matter of time, I think, until it just goes back to where it belongs, which is almost to nothing. It looks like. You gotta, Jay Glade, you gotta get some spank chain. Oh goodness. Let's see here. Pivx Arc. Let's take a look at Arc. Arc's back on my list for some reason. Let's see what's going on with Arc. Arc, just this little point right here, just this little point right here. It just looks like just a bounce. Looks like it's just going to continue trending downwards. It just looks that way. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it looks like. Unfortunately, if you could have cashed out to Bitcoin, this would have been the spot to do it right up here. So that's a quick one. Some of these are just nothing more than just bounces for the most part. Komodo's back here. Okay, Komodo again. KMD, Komodo. Your spank chain sold out, J Glade. That's unfortunate. Wow. Yeah, Komodo is taking a little bounce, and I think it's going to head back down. Just looking at this area right here, looks like it just bounced from dropping down low to bouncing up just a little bit, and it's probably going to continue to go down. Let me see, Komodo ZRX. What the hell is ZRX again? ZR. Okay, 0X. All right, here we go. Back to 0X. Has it done anything amazing? This is what an ERC20 token. It's trying. It looks like it might, like right here. You see towards the end here, right about here. It looks like it might actually go up higher. It actually looks like it might go up higher, but I'm looking at this overall trend, and we're in a bull market. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's going to a slow death, and Bitcoin prices are going to probably rise. I don't know what they're doing. Let's see what their social media doing is causing all this. Okay, so last 23 hours, this giant check from winning the Coin Census pitch competition is hanging up in the OX project office. It's amazing how much they have accomplished since then. That's about it. Um, that's what they have. That's not impressive. I don't know about this one. Zero X is a bad investment. It's just a bad investment in my opinion. KNC, KNC. Kyber network. Yeah. Okay. Well, these are all nothing but bounces. If you have them, here's your chance to exit out of these tokens, because I don't think they're going to last. I just don't think they're going to last. I'm just looking at this overall trend. It just doesn't look good. Does not look good at all. Let me see. The BAT token. Let's have a look at the BAT token again. I think this is another one that looks really bad. It may have a little dead cat bounce, but I'm pretty sure it's not a good token. Yeah, not a good token. I mean, if you don't have to be a chart analysis expert to realize this is not a Bitcoin maker. This will not make you Bitcoin. Yeah. Thank you, Qburo. My memory is improving. I'm doing this every day, so I'm realizing what the tokens are. Let's have a look at Syscoin. Have a look at Syscoin. Syscoin. Syscoin is probably another not so good token either. Yeah, this is not a. I wouldn't. The pump is over on this one, and it looks like Bitcoin's trending up, and then these coins, as far as Bitcoin value, are trending downwards. So I think once it breaks that 2,000 Satoshi mark, it's headed back down to its medium, back down to what it was. It doesn't look good. Let me see. EOS. EOS is cooling off here. Let's take a look at EOS here. EOS, Ethereum on steroids. Okay, it looks like it's hit up against a resistance. It's hit up against a point. 3 days here real quick. But overall, this EOS is a bad investment. Just look at it. It looks really bad. The last 3 days. Yeah, it doesn't. It's really got to break above the 50,000 satoshis if it wants to make a higher high, at least a higher Bitcoin high. If it doesn't do that, you should probably dump this coin. It's probably you got what you got what the most out of it. If you have this token, you probably want to exit. And ETC, Ethereum Classic. I'm right. ETC, Ethereum Classic. Take a look at Ethereum Classic real quick. Looks like Ethereum Classic took a beating today. Yeah, it's taking a beating. Yeah, this is not a good. This is not good either. I don't think it's good. It looks like it had a little bump right here. It had its little bump right here, but it can't sustain that bump, and it's continuing to go down. Let's have a look. What's next? XEM for NEM. EM. NEM, which I think it means New Economy Movement or New Economy Money or something. Let's have a look at it. I think this is a really bad one as well. Oh, It's if you bought during the summer or early this year, you probably aren't making much. But we'll take a look at the last 3 days. Let's take a look at the last 3 days. Let's see what's going on with this thing. It looks like it's trending up. There's a lot of movement in the price for a 3-day. So it looks like in the last 3 days it is a Bitcoin maker, but I wouldn't count on it. I wouldn't count on it too long. If you got it, good for you. You made more Bitcoins. I would look for an exit. I would definitely look for an exit on this one. QTUM. Let's have a look at QTUM. QTUM. So let's have a look at QTUM real quick. It looks like it had a little recent pump, a little recent bounce, but overall the trend looks down, and it doesn't look good. But it looks like it's trying to pump. It's trying to break that what is that, 15,000 or 1,500 Satoshi? Looks like it's trying to break 1,500 Satoshis. It's peaked out at 175 Satoshis, but looks like it's starting to trend down. If it breaks below the 150 Satoshis, I think it's going back down, which most of these altcoins probably will do. Remember, these are fractional representations of Bitcoin. You probably would have done better if you just kept your Bitcoin. I'll be honest with you. PPT. Let's take a look at PPT. 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 Let's have a look here. Let's see what it's going to do. All right, it's sustaining its pump. The question is, how much longer can it sustain its pump? Because it's going down my list of priority, and the fact that it's going down my list of priority tells me that it's probably going to be dumping here soon enough. So let's have a look here. It is trending up higher in Bitcoin, but it's taken a little fall from the 2,700 Satoshis down to 2,400 Satoshis. I think it's probably, I don't know. I think it's had its nice run, but eventually, when it comes to these tokens, like, let's see what it's doing. Let's look at the social media here. Nothing since December 12th. Nothing. This is literally nothing more than a pump and dump. I think it's probably going to be dumping. It looks like it's already dumping right now, as you can see right here. You can see right here, December 17th here, that it's hit its low recently, and it looks like it's just a little bounce, and then it's going to start probably headed downwards. Okay, so what's next? PPT. OMG. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's see what OMG looks like. OMG. Okay, OMG is a loser. OMG is a loser. I'm sorry. I just got to say that. I'll take a look at the last 3 days, but OMG is a loser. far, when I go to McDonald's, I still pay in cash, people. They haven't asked me if I for OMG, and it looks like it's had its pump. It had its pump here, December 26th, its peak, and it's been kind of going downward since then. So I wouldn't count on this one. You had your chance to cash out to get more Bitcoin. If you didn't, you probably want to look for an exit. OMG, Geno. Let's have a look at Genosis here. Genosis. I'm waiting for it to load up. Yeah, Genosis is a loser. Okay, I don't want to say they're a loser, but it's a loser. It's an ERC20 token. It's probably going to get some enforcement action on it. Okay, Ethereum. Let's check out Ethereum. Good old every time hard fork. Every time hard fork. ETH. Every time hard fork. Yeah, it looks like it's headed down again. After it had its slight little pump, it's definitely headed down. Sorry to tell you guys, but I told you that. I think yesterday I told you that. DD8209, you think OMG is a scam? You're probably right. So the last 3 days, after hitting its peak of, what is that, 4.5 million Satoshis, it's slowly hitting down. As you can see right here, look, it's hit its peak. Which was a dead cat bounce, and then it's continuing on downwards. So Ethereum is a loser, mainly because the price of Bitcoin's going up, probably. So XRP, which is Ripple, and if I remember right, Ripple is XRP. Ripple doesn't look that great in my opinion, but we'll take a look at it. We'll take a look at Ripple. Yeah, Ripple is not a good investment. It's eventually it's just going to go back down. The reason why it goes back down is because the price of Bitcoin is outperforming the price of Ripple. So unless every once in a while it gets a spike, it gets a pump, but after the pump, it usually gets a very good dump. We'll take a look in the last 3 days because it looks like it has gone up in value against Bitcoin, and it looks like the last 3 days it's given you more Bitcoin, which it has. It's peaked out on the 15th, but ever since then it is just going sideways, and it's going down, just like I mentioned. That's why it's on the bottom, getting towards the bottom of my priority list. Let me see what is next after that. Zcash, I have a feeling is probably going to look the same. Zcash, ZEC, Zcash. Yeah, this. Every time I look at this, I just want to run away from Zcash. All right, so let's take a look at the last 3 days, and yep, it is trending back downwards as expected. It's trending back downwards. I would get out of this coin. Oh, sorry. Let me see. Neo. Let's take a look at Neo. I have a feeling Neo is probably dumping. NEO. Neo. Gotten a little bounce, but it's. I think it's going to eventually head back downwards. Let's take a look at the last 3 days, and we'll just take a quick look. Ranging. It's just ranging. I think it's only a matter of time before it just continue on its downtrend. All right, so what's next here? Neo, Factum, Litecoin, and Ardor. Okay, let's have a look at Factum, FTC, no, FCT, Factum. And it looks like Factum is trending downwards. Yeah, trending downwards. This is you should get out of Factum. This is not a good. This was never really. Most of these altcoins are really not good Bitcoin makers, people. You should stay away from them. Epsilon reviews. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. You ask how feasible and long would it take to transfer a sum of Dogecoin mining into other more profitable coin markets. Well, I did do an experiment where I transferred some Doge coins to my Doge paper wallet, and it takes about 10 minutes to get confirmed, even less. I would even say 3 minutes. So it takes very little time to transfer. So I know that's a benefit right now because Bitcoin is probably taking such a long time. But the problem is I can't find anybody who uses or wants to buy Doge other than for transferring to an exchange to eventually dump so other people can trade other coins. And then probably they're buying Doge on the exchange again to transfer to another exchange. Other than that, it has no real world use. It's not being used as money. It's not being used as currency. It's not being used to purchase products. It's not even used to actually transfer money to an actual real person. All people are doing is transferring it to themselves onto different exchanges. So Factum's a bad deal. Let me see here. What's next? Litecoin, Ardor. Okay, so Litecoin, LTC. Everyone loves Litecoin, man. They love the price going up. But let's see how it compares to Bitcoin. It's gone up over $300. Everybody loves that, but let's take a look compared to Bitcoin, and it's ranging. It hasn't made any more than it did earlier. Let me see, since May, since July, and that's about it. So let's take a look at the last 3 days here and see what's going on. Hey, Pisces, trait rules 373. Good night. Have a good one. Epsilon reviews. Okay, you think you're talking about actually flipping Doge to actual money? Well, I trade peer-to-peer, meaning I trade person to person in the real world, in real life, for fiat currency. And nobody has ever come to me asking for Doge. I've never sold Doge. I've never bought Doge. So I think that's a very, very small niche market. If you want to be the pioneer to start that, then you would essentially have an advantage in being the first person to do that, or being one of the first person to do that, and monopolizing your market. But I don't think there is a market for peer-to-peer trading with Dogecoin. But if you wanna make one, you'll be the first to do so. So I'm looking at Litecoin here, and Litecoin it looks like is trending downwards. So although it has made higher highs in fiat currency, as Bitcoin value, it probably will continue to trend downwards. Ardor is next. ARDR. ARDR. Wow, Ardor actually is making some Bitcoin for you. It's amazing. Well, maybe not. The last 3 days, it hasn't made. I mean, 3 days ago is probably the best time to exit out of this coin. Looks like it's continuing to. It's going to continue to go down. At Ardor, that's probably why it's on the bottom of my priority list. If you already have it and you held on to it a little too long, you should probably look for an exit. So excellent. All right, so let's go and let's get rid of this. Let's look at Joho mempool statistics for the mempool here. Pisces trait rules 373. That is a good question. Where do you even buy Doge? And I don't even know where you would buy Doge. I don't even know anybody who sells Doge to me. The last person who gave me Doge was Brian, and he just gave it to me. And the other person, I think, I won it in a giveaway, essentially. So let me see here. All right. Epsilon reviews. You say, well, let's see what I can do with some of the exchanges I'm on here. I only have a good wallet in Litecoin. Yeah, you know, creating a peer-to-peer market is hard. You know, Bitcoin is probably has the best peer-to-peer market. It has the most liquid market, peer-to-peer wise. I mean, you can give it a try. I don't know where you are, but maybe put up a local ad, classified ad online, and see what happens. Craigslist, page, you know, see if anybody will take any Doge and answer your call on that. DD8209, you're asking, did you know that there is a night mode for coin market cap? No, I did not. Is this too bright for you? Let's see here. No, I don't see a night mode here. Let me see, tools. Maybe it's in tools. Global charts, historical snapshots, website widgets. Well, sorry. No, I didn't know. Next time I'll look for it. 21 million club. You think there was a Doge? Okay. Maybe there was. Okay, so let's take a look at Joho's mempool statistics here, and we'll see what the transaction fees. So right now, if you can do anything that's above 100 or at 100 satoshis per byte, because I'm looking at this here, 70 satoshis per byte. There's 15,000 transactions. At 100 satoshis per byte, there's only about 1,000 transactions. So you want to be at 100 or over to get into the next block, because it'll probably absorb 2,000 transactions into a block. About, okay? So that's a good way. All right. So, but it looks like it's trending down. The mempool looks like it's getting eaten up, but it's very, very slow, very slow. All right. So finally, let's take a look at trade block. JGlade, next time when I do the coin market cap, I'll put it on night mode for you, since this is late night with James Bond. So it looks like the mempool is showing on the trade block at 25,000. So it is going down. It is slowly but surely going down. It is the weekend. Tomorrow will be Sunday. Let's see if any action happens. The price has gone up, though. Where is the price right now? According to Trade Block, it says $19,438.97. And so at least it's trending downwards. All right, let's finally go to a Bitcoin chart analysis. Find out what's going on with Bitcoin. We had one hell of a day. One hell of a day. All right, so here is the Bitstamp on a 1 week. Looks like we're at $19,276 per one Bitcoin. You know what's awesome is, could you imagine selling one Bitcoin for $20,000? Let me see what my premium would be for one Bitcoin. I'm just going to check real quick on the Mycelium wallet has a listing function to it. You can actually put in a bid for a sell and a buy, and people can contact you. You can use the Mycelium app itself to communicate. So let me see. Right now, for one Bitcoin, I have it at 20,400, almost 20,500 is my sell price on Mycelium, and that's for one Bitcoin. Could you imagine selling one Bitcoin for that much? That would be awesome. That'd be incredible. And hopefully, I'll probably, I might be able to sell one for that much. That'd be awesome. All right, so just to let you know, I mean, I do get quite a bit of hits on those. Some of them go through, some of them don't. All right, so wow, let's take a look at a closer look. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Look at that bar. That bar, that candlestick is impressive. Does anybody have any doubts whether we're going to like $21,000 before the 25th? I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure that we can probably get to $21,000 before December 25th, 2017. It just looks too strong. The momentum is very strong. Everything just seems to be very, very bullish. Well, even on the moving average, the spot price is above the moving average. If you just look at that, look at where the spot price is and look at where the moving average is, it's just following that, and it's very bullish. I have to look at the 12-hour. 12 hours, the same thing, even better. There's the high of 19,377 on Bitstamp, and we're very close to that high right there. We're very close. Uh, right now, it's 19,275, so it's not that far. Again, it can move. These markets can move literally $1,000 today. I think it moved over 1,000 in that 24-hour period from the time you saw me do a chart analysis to today. It literally moved over $1,000. So let me go to 1 day. Yeah, 1 day looks just as good. It's just following that moving average there. And as long as the spot price is above that moving average, it's probably going to go higher. Let's go to the 3 day. 3 days, the same thing. Look at this. Wow. So there's really a good chance that this thing is going to go higher. Wait another week. The price, the moving average is getting closer to the bottom of this candlestick. If the current candlestick right here for the week or for the 3 day goes up higher, it will drag up this moving average closer to the bottom of this candlestick, and it'll look like you all should have bought when these candlesticks hit the bottom of this moving average. Kinda. It's high. But as long as spot price is above this moving average, it will keep going up higher. And wow, finally, look at the weekly. This is very, very strong. This candlestick is way over this wick and the whole candlestick of this. It is just double that from here to here. It is literally double. It is double. This whole candlestick right here is double the size of this wick, and that's very bullish. You like to see that. Um, and although there is a gap, I have a feeling by next week we should probably see another candlestick. If it pushes up even higher and bigger than that, this average will start moving over and touching the bottom of this candlestick, which make it look like you all should have bought the bottom right here at 14,500 or something around there, 14,700, somewhere around this bottom. It'll make it look like you should have bought. And let me see, the RSI is barely moved. It's just barely moved. If it touches 90, I mean, it can easily touch 100. You know, it's not uncommon for this thing to touch 90, 99. It moves 1 point. It's like $1,000 to $2,000. It'll move really fast. DD8209. You really think that bankers are buying it to discourage people from buying Bitcoin? That's an interesting theory. I don't know if it worked. And here, check out this. Look at the order book for Bitstamp. There's nothing there. There's nothing there on the top side. There's 7 Bitcoin at 19,300. There's 58 Bitcoins. If I can, let me zoom in here. If I can you? Let me see. Can you see that? Can you see that right here? Look at that. There's 7 Bitcoins. There's 7 Bitcoins or 8 Bitcoins now for 19,300. There's only 66 Bitcoins for 19,400, and then there's nothing. The order book is empty after that. I don't even know if Bitstamp has enough Bitcoin anymore. I don't think Bitcoin. I don't think Bitstamp has enough Bitcoin. This could technically go parabolic. I mean, it would have to go up so high for other people to send their Bitcoin to Bitstamp to cash out. That is crazy. That is insane. Man, looking at the order book, let's have a look at Bitphoenix order book real quick. I'm going to go to Bitphoenix. Phoenix has a much larger order book. Okay, so either their API for Bitstamp is there's something wrong with it, or there's but then again, Bitphoenix has a trading engine and a bot, so that may be a different story. But okay, so Bitphoenix has a trading has a thicker order book, so it seems. But you know what? I don't really trust what Bitphoenix is doing. Let me see. DD8209. You're asking. So where is all the money coming from? That's a good question because I haven't bought any new Bitcoin. People actually are buying from me, and here's the crazy thing: is as the price keeps going up, I still have, even though I have less Bitcoin, I have more. Um, I have more uh, money value in it. In other words, the U.S. dollar of my Bitcoin keeps going up, even though I have less and less and less Bitcoin as people are buying Bitcoins from me. So it's like I don't know what effect to call it, but it's kind of like as I have less and less and less and less because the price keeps going up, the Bitcoin value in US dollar terms either remains the same or keeps going up even higher. The price is moving so fast that like literally I feel like I can have like 4 Bitcoins and have it last another year if the price continues. I can keep selling that 4 Bitcoins. Maybe I'll sell like if the price keeps continuing to go up, I'll sell fractions. I'm literally selling satoshis for thousands of dollars, and then if it just continues to go up, I could be selling the same amount of satoshis for tens of thousands of dollars. And if the price continues to keep going up, potentially I can sell the same amount of satoshis and sell them for hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? And so, like literally, technically, I would never be able to sell those 4 Bitcoins if I had 4. I'm just giving you an example. I wouldn't, like if you had 1 Bitcoin and the price continues to go up and up and up and up, it's possible you can never finish selling that 1 Bitcoin. That's how crazy things are. That's how ridiculous things have become. So that's a good question. Who are buying these people? And I have to say, it's possible it could be institutional investors who are buying over the counter. And if they can't get over the counter, then people who already have accounts on Bitstamp and Bitphoenix, they're buying them to supply the market to sell to these people over the counter. Could be spot price, could be a premium. I mean, there's still people are still using Bitcoin, either legally or illegally. So that's still going on. Um, you know, I am experiencing higher amounts of trades, and so people are making larger trades. I have noticed that they're coming with a larger amount to trade for. I think one of the reasons is because the transaction fees are high. So doing a $100 trade is not feasible because you have to pay the premium, and then you have to pay for the transfer fee, the fees to transfer those Bitcoins, which are ranging from, you know, anywhere from 12 to like maybe $20. So you're going to get like, for $100, you're going to get $60 worth of Bitcoin. That may not be worth it. So it's more worth people. It's worth it for people to like buy a larger amount. So that way the transaction fees and the premiums are offset somehow, proportional to the amount that's being bought. So I am noticing that. And so the new people, there's got to be new buyers coming in. That's the only way I can explain it, because I'm already in it and I haven't had a need to buy because the price just keeps going up. Even though I keep selling my Bitcoin, I may never run out of Bitcoin to sell as long as the price just keeps going up and up and up and up. I'll never finish selling that Bitcoin because I'm going to be selling smaller and smaller and smaller, but I'm getting more and more money for it. So there's got to be new people buying in. And not only that, I think the liquidity on these exchanges are getting tighter as well, because this is Bitstamp. If there was any exchange that I would trust in looking at their order books, it would probably be Bitstamp. Bitstamp's probably the oldest, and I know a lot of people rely on your blockchain info wallets, rely on Bitstamp price. Everybody who do peer-to-peer trades relies on Bitstamp price. Your merchant processors probably typically rely on Bitstamp price. So if this is their order book, and their order book has only 100 Bitcoins to buy, they're going to have to do one or two things. They're going to have to start buying from other exchanges. They're going to have to start buying straight from miners. I mean, Bitstamp may have to start buying from miners to supply their the trading volume, or the the next person who buys and busts through all those orders right there, which isn't that much. I mean, going through 100 Bitcoins is honestly really not that much, although it's worth a lot of money. I mean, the price would have to go so high to attract people to put up, their Bitcoins for sale, fill the order books on Bitstamp. It would have to go so high that'd be worth people to actually put it on there. So, I mean, we could see, it's possible we could see like the prices really go crazy. It could get really crazy here. I don't know. What do you all think? Because the order books look really, really thin. DD8209, you're saying one day the bankers will dump enough to discourage people from taking another look at Bitcoin. Everyone thinks it's a store of value, but after that, they won't trust it. Yeah, it does happen. It does happen. I experienced that back in 2013. But I'm not quite a holder. I'm a semi-holder, and I'm a trader. I'm a peer-to-peer trader. I trade out in the streets in the open market, and what I've done is I guess I've earned all those Bitcoins that I'm hodling, and so for me, although I put time and effort into them, those are that's in a those Bitcoins are very long term, very long term. I have to admit I worked hard for those, and I'm not gonna. I don't plan on. I don't plan on doing anything with it for a while. I have a feeling. I just have a feeling there's going to be a moment in time in the future where you you'll just know when to use it. I think there's going to be something in the future that will cause you to use those Bitcoins. But it's obviously not now. I have a trading wallet that I use for the purposes of trading and selling my Bitcoin and using them, right now for that purpose. So, but But it I honestly I couldn't even sell that trading wallet, right. I couldn't sell all of it right now. Well, maybe I could. Maybe I could find someone who would want to buy a large amount. But normally I if the price just keeps going up, I can just literally keep trading on that one trading wallet without buying more Bitcoin. You know, and then hopefully by the time I sell out of most of my Bitcoins, then the price crashes and I could buy back in. I'm okay with the price crashing. I'm actually worried if I run out of my Bitcoins now that I would have to buy at really these higher prices. Then I would be at risk. See, right now I'm not at risk. New people who are buying are at risk. They're the ones at risk. I'm not at risk. If anybody's been holding this long, if you bought in at the beginning of the year, you are nowhere near at risk. You are probably enjoying this ride and probably wanting the price to go up even further. All right, so pretty much, I mean, there's nothing to do a technical on. I mean, it's pretty obvious that the price is going to go up. Bitstamp's liquidity looks very, very low. And I suspect the order books on Bitfinex is nothing more than a trading bot. Okay, Richie Rich, it says it will cost 1 Bitcoin to pay for eternal life. On 21 million people can live forever. You know what? If what was that guy's name? Um, Let me see. I'm gonna look through the notes here real quick. Who was that guy who's working on finding the cure for? If Aubrey de Grey finds the cure for aging, then yes, I'm sure he will charge 1 Bitcoin to cure you of aging, and then yeah, you could live forever. That would be awesome. And then if you live, if you think about it, if you had an advantage of an extended life, or you cured your own aging, so you wouldn't age anymore, you would be in perpetual current state of youth, you have a tremendous advantage. I mean, you can just wait the markets compared to everybody else. You can also buy like Bitcoins from other people who basically are going to be dying soon, so they need to cash out. So yeah, I mean, um, in that case, if you live forever, time would be on your side, and money would not matter. Money would literally would not matter because you have a tremendous advantage. You have time, all of eternity. Let me see, DD8209. You say I was at. I also was wondering if the U.S. will use Bitcoin to write off some of this national debt. Just a thought. Takes off the tinfoil hat. Um, Let me see. How would national debt be paid off? Um, you know, here's what I think. What would happen if that's this is if I think the only way to pay off the national debt is not really to raise the money against its citizen. Is to put the country in which you owe the debt to put them in further debt. So it's a wash trade. That's my opinion on the national debt. Like I don't know who. I think China owns a lot of the U.S. debt, and that's pretty much where our debt is being paid to. Um, Other than that, I would say like maybe even the Federal Reserve. Well, if the Federal Reserve is the national debt, then that's a good question. Um, Let me see here. Oh man, how would you get rid of that? Because the Federal Reserve would never want to stop this. It's such a good deal for them that why would they want to stop you from loaning money that really they create out of thin air. It's like why would I want you guys to stop coming to me uh, to give you debt tokens in which you would have to pay me back, or else I would seize your property, right? Why would I do that when I'm creating these debt tokens out of, I mean, I'm just going on a computer and saying, okay, +1 to you, +1 to you, and that's it. I just gave you nothing for something. I gave you nothing and you gave me something in return. Why would I like want that to end? And that's a problem with, I think, the Federal Reserve System is they don't want this to end. They like it just the way it is. And I would suspect, if anything, they would rather see the U.S. go into bankruptcy, seize all the property, which is the taxpayers' property, which is all the federal land, and then, in my opinion, they may even just start taxing the crap out of people. The only way out of that is really to, in some ways, it would have to be a violent expulsion of the Federal Reserve System. I don't know how that would be done, but literally that'd be the only way, in my opinion, to get rid of the national debt. You would have to violently get rid of the Federal Reserve System, and you know there are some cases for that. Like if you look at the French Revolution, they just cut everyone's head off. You know, that's how they reset the national debt, I guess, or that's how they took care of things. Um, I think that's probably the only way, in my honest opinion, to get rid of the national debt is you would literally have to kill your debtor in order to do that. You know, even if they're willing to reset everything, you know that it would just it would go back to the way it was. And so it would have to be a violent revolution. I don't know any revolution that was peaceful. I don't know of any revolution whatsoever that was peaceful. So it's always a violent revolution, always. As a matter of fact, I would even argue right now, you know, Venezuela. I really believe Venezuela is on the cusp of a very violent revolution. It really is. You know, it always erupts at a time when you least expect it. It always does that, you know. So anyways, so thank you for everyone for being in the chat. Let me close this out. I mean, it's a no-brainer that this thing is gonna go up higher. Let me get rid of this. Let me put this back to the way I like it on my view. So I mean, wow, look at, hold on. See that order book? Now there's only 40. There's like 39. There's 39 coins for 19,400. There's literally only 39 coins on Bitstamp. Wow. So anyways, okay, DD8902, you what do you have to say to me this time? It says, look, would you allow a digital currency to flourish in your country when you have an army to kill leaders in other countries that threaten your reserve currency? You know, if I was in the position of the Federal Reserve, um, I would never allow Bitcoin to survive. That is a direct threat to, you know, I really believe Bitcoin is a direct threat to the Federal Reserve System. It's a direct threat to some governments around the world. I would never let it flourish. But Bitcoin is hard to kill. Oh my goodness, did you just see that? It's at 13 Bitcoins now, 19,400. a limit order. The wall right here is at 13 Bitcoins. Did you all see that right there? I'm gonna have to zoom in just a little bit bigger. Can you see that? Is that my imagination? Look at that. That's 13 Bitcoins. And there's nothing else here. That's crazy. Okay, so now there's 19 Bitcoins now. But oh my God, there is no order book on Bitstamp. Now it's 13 Bitcoins. Now it's 13 Bitcoins. There is no order book on Bitstamp right now. It's actually nothing. Maybe that's where all the coins are. All the coins are on GDAX. Okay, so let me close this out, and I got to end this live stream. My goodness, I'm going on for a long time. Anyways, I would like to thank everybody in the chat. Thank you for staying up with me and watching and listening to me rant. And thank you for all your questions and interacting with me. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. I'd like to thank Merch Studios, K7 Gixer 1000. First time I've seen you here. You say GDAX has thousands of coins for sale at 20K. That must be where all the Bitcoins are right now. They must be on some other exchanges and not on Bitstamp for some reason, which is fine because I use Bitstamp as a de facto price when I trade. So if it blows up, I'm okay with it. Let's see here. Jacob TS, DD8209, thank you for being in the chat. Jay Glad, thank you. Starting a rap group, run the coins. Very funny indeed. Pisces Traits Rule 373, thank you so much. Richie Rich, Brad Taylor, good to see you again. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. What did you say? He said, but at what point does one take out to pay off debt? Well, we're all eventually, Brad Taylor, we're all eventually going to die one day. And so I guess as you get closer and closer to a point where you want to start using your Bitcoins to live out the rest of your life, I guess that's when you go out to pay off your debt. And then from there, your cost of living should greatly decrease, or you have a lot of free time. Like, what I do with my free time, I usually just lay down on the couch and watch a lot of YouTube videos and whatever interests me, and I just learn a lot of stuff. I also go to libraries. I go to library, and then if I'm interested in certain subject matter, I just learn about it on my own without a teacher, just self-taught. If you have enough time, do pursue things that enhance the quality of your life. You'll be amazed. It does not really take a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of money to have a good quality of life. If you want like attention, if you want the shallow things in life, then yes, it takes a lot of money. You want yeah. I don't know if I'm assuming you're a guy by your name, and I'm going to assume that you are heterosexual. So if you want to have sex with 1,000 women, yes, you'll need money for that. Not that you'll purchase sex, but if you were dating, that costs money. Then clothes and taking care, grooming, and all this stuff takes money, and having an image of being successful, that takes money. So what else? And being with your friends and socializing and doing all this, all this stuff, on a social level, it takes an incredible amount of money. But when you take that away and the money doesn't matter, and you do what you want to do, a lot of things, the best things in life are free. It's amazing. And Q Bro, thank you for being in the live chat there. And let's see who else is in here. Let's see. Well, you guys were really chatting it up. Epsilon Reviews, thank you for being in the chat. 21 Million Club as well. Fud Machine. And then John Smith, sorry if I did not see you a little earlier, but thoughts on XRP rumors? I don't know what that was. You never mentioned it. So I don't know any rumors. XRP was at Ripple. All I know is Ripple sucks. And I would never use Ripple. So what else here? I think Jacob TS, I think I already mentioned you. Marty Wilkinson. And Dual Overhead Camness, thank you very much. And Pinky's out, how you doing? Thank you for being in the live chat. Client Shebzig, and that's about it. There's a lot of people who are chatting. Thank you for all of you. Hope everyone have a happy holiday. And 1,000, just 1,000. You know that remind. Jay Glad says just 1,000 women. 1,000. It reminds me of Wilt Chamberlain. Do you remember Wilt Chamberlain? He wrote a book. And he said in his book he had sexual intercourse with 1,000 women, and everybody made fun of him because of that, because it would technically be impossible for one man to have sex with 1,000 women in his lifetime. It would literally take, like, you would never eat, sleep, or go to the bathroom or shower. It would just be you hopping on one woman to another woman to another woman for the rest of your life, and you'll never go through 1,000. So anyways, sorry about that. Maybe not 1,000. Okay, how about 100? 100 women. All right. Anyways, here's a meme. I'm going to close on it. There is I've lit up the first Bitcoin candle, and I guess we'll say trust or sacrifice, whatever you want to do. There's 8 more days, and I hope that the price of Bitcoin goes up to 21 million, or I wish 21 million, but 21,000, and hopefully it will. That'd be a great kickoff to the end of the year, and I hope the price continues to go up. It seems like it is. And as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't seem like there's a top in sight. It's really hard to see a top, considering very thin order books right now. Very, very thin order books. Anyways, I'm going to conclude this episode. Feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment after the live stream, or even do a video response. Until next time, everyone, stay tuned, and bye-bye.